Hey guys, I recently purchased an Samsung S10 Ultra and I have pretty much got it all set up, but the last thing I've got to do is move my eSword user files over to my new installation of eSword. I wanted to show you guys how to do that because it's a little janky, it's a little manual. eSword's such a powerful app that I deal with this manual sync issue that they have and just basically run backups periodically, and I just back up all of my user files, which includes things like my notes and my bookmarks, highlights, that sort of thing. So let's jump on the tablet and I'll show you exactly how I do that. Alright guys, so let's jump on into eSword and I'll show you around it just a little bit before we get into importing the user files, and then we will go from there. So to grab your eSword file, you just download it from the Play Store, and here's, I have no idea why I did that. It's really not supposed to be in landscape in this mode. So what I just did is I forced eSword to be able to open in landscape view. It's an experimental feature. Let's see what it does whenever it goes full screen. I really wanted to show you guys full screen. I don't use it much in full screen. Most of the time it's in split view, but let's see what we can do now. All right. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Oh, all right. So just a real quick tour of eSword. Over here on the right-hand side, this is your chapter picker, or your book picker with your chapters. And so we can go to 1 Corinthians 13, and we just start at verse 1. These modes up here at the top, these show you the different study modes that you can have. So the first mode here on the left is just the Bible mode, and then this is what's called the study mode. And then you've got parallel and compare. This is compare, this is parallel, and this is harmony of the Gospels. So we don't have a Gospel in focus, so that's the way that is. You can bookmark, you can add a bookmark if you want. I don't have any, because that's the point of this video. We're going to get all my user files into this installation of eSword. So let's hit back. And this little button right here is history. I used a lot today during church. So there's quite a bit of history for, as you can see here in this instance. Search lets you search for any word in the Bible. You can search for any words, you can search phrases, you can search in just the book you're in, New Testament, Old Testament, the whole Bible. Make it case sensitive or partial match, so it's completely up to you. I assume if you're watching this video, you're probably somewhat familiar with eSword, and maybe you're kind of like me, and what you've done is you have moved from, say, an iPad to an Android tablet, or maybe vice versa. So I'm not 100% sure this will work this way on going from the iPad. I'm coming from the iPad to the Tab S10 Ultra, and so I've got a little bit of an issue. Is I exported recently back. It's actually a couple months old now, but haven't added a whole lot to my user files since then, so it's still a good backup. But what I did is I exported all my files from my iPad and saved it out there on my Google Drive. Got a little problem actually getting them back onto my tablet. So here's how this works. You hit the three little slots, the little hamburger menu, and then if you scroll down, you can, under this general, you can say import, and it says, are you sure you want to import files? Yes. And then I've got these 4 files that are in my Google Drive that I need to import. So it should be just as easy as clicking them and then they'll be there. Problem is, it's not working. And I remember whenever I moved from my iPhone to my S24 Ultra, and I just looked for my S24 Ultra. The S24 Ultra is recording the video, so I can't show you that right now. I did have a problem. I had to work around this problem. Let me show you what I did to do that. And we'll go from there. So first thing that you're going to want to do is go to your My Files app and go to your Documents folder, and you can basically create like a new folder if you want to. I think we can go to internal storage and then Documents, and you see all of the different folders that I have in here that I had on my phone that I brought over, but I'm going to need to add a new folder. So I'm going to hit the 3 little dots. I'm going to create a folder, and I'm going to say eSword user files. We'll hit rename. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and make another folder just for whenever I back up my folders and export my information, I will be able to put it here. And so I'm just going to create like a file that's dated the same date as what my other one is. So it's June of 2025. And so I'm going to go 2025. Take that little space out. You can have a space in there if you want it, but that's what I'm going to do. All right, so now the next step we have to do is we have to try to go like from our Google Drive, and my sync still hasn't picked up from this tablet being brand spanking new. I don't know why. I'm probably gonna try to resync it or something like that at some point. So we will try to get Google Drive working here, but I've got the Google Drive app, and so let's go download those 4 files from Google Drive into the My Files app and see if we can upload them from there, because I think that's going to work. Yeah, here they are. So here's my bookmarks, my markup, my study, and my topics. And so I'm going to go ahead and try to highlight all 4 of these, and then I'm going to move them, and we're going to go to internal storage, Documents, eSword user files, and then there's the June files. We're going to move there, and then I can go back and just verify that that's where they are. So I go back to internal storage, Documents, eSword user files, and then there they are. There's the 4 files. So woohoo, we got a huge win. So now we're going to jump back into eSword, and we're going to try to use these files to get all of our bookmarks and colors and highlights and stuff back. So let's go ahead and pull up eSword, and here's the a beautiful part. This should work because it worked on my S24 Ultra, but we hit the hamburger menu again. We click import. Do we want to import files? Yes. And so what we're going to do this time is we are going to import from our tab S10 Ultra. We're going to go down to Documents. We're going to find our eSword user files, and there they are. So let's go ahead and use the bookmarks. That should have imported the file. Let's go and verify. So we're going to hit, let's see if we can find it. Highlighted verses, and then all highlighters. Nope, I did something wrong. Yeah, so it did not do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the app. I'm going to relaunch the app, and we're going to try again. Import, yes. And then hit select. There they are. Whew. Finally. So just so you guys can try to see that again, the difference is I went to import, yes, check it, then hit select. And so we should have all of those there now. So any kind of tag verses, any kind of bookmarks, they should be here. Yep. So there's one of my bookmarks. That's great. I think I only had one from that user file, so I don't really keep a lot of bookmarks. My bookmarks, I usually just use them for my lesson or where I'm at through my Bible read through. And so that's great. Let's go ahead and install those other two. So we're going to go import, yes. I'm going to press and hold the file so it's got the checkbox, and then I'm going to hit select up here in the right hand corner. And then we're going to go import, yes. And then there's my topics. I don't usually do these, so I don't think there's much there. And then you should be able to go and see the study notes. So here we've got some study notes that I made that were not there previously. And now I've got all of my highlighted verses, which these are what I was really concerned about, because my Bible highlights are just the bee's knees to me. They're very important to me. I don't really categorize them anyway. I just do contrast. So the different colors mean absolutely nothing other than just to give a visual contrast. So I hope that helps. Well, hold on. Probably need to show you how to export these files as well. So basically, in order to export your user files, you'll hit the three little hamburgers up there, and then you just go down to where we were touching import. We now can touch backup user files, and it says, are you sure you want to use backup your user files? Yes. So it takes me to the My Files app again, and it asks me what folder I want to use. So I want to go eSword user files. I'm going to make a new folder, and I'm going to call that 2025 and then 08, and then I'm just going to call it like test backup, test eSword backup, and then we'll click OK. And then it's got the big button at the bottom that says use this folder. I want to click yes, and then we're going to allow, and then everything should be there. So we'll jump back into my files and see what all it did in our test, and then there's all my backups. So as you can see, it dumped a whole lot more into the folder than what I had. That's because all of these other user files I don't really use, so they're just blank. So bookmarks, custom categories, I use those sometimes. Markup, memory verse, study notes, versus tags, that sort of thing. So that's how you import and export. So I should have probably showed exporting first. If you have an iOS iPad, it's pretty similar. So you want to export and import. That's really the only way that I know to get your data to back up that you have in there. I'll show you your modules real quick, and so just so you know how to do this, okay? And so in eSword, if you want to download more modules, and I didn't really mean for this to become a tutorial, but if you're new to eSword, it's just an incredible resource. There's so many free resources that's available. And so if you have Windows, you can download the Windows client for free. And if you have Android, I think it's like $10 for Android. And of course, the tablet and the phone app are the same, I think, on eSword for Android. And on Apple, it's like eSword LT and eSword HD, I think. So there's two instances there. They're like $10 a piece. Super cheap, super affordable. But if you want to look at downloading some Bibles, basically everything that doesn't have like a lock on it is free. So you don't have to buy it. You just download it. And so just as an example, this Webster's version, I oftentimes will use the Webster's version just as cross-reference. You just hit the little download button and it downloads it and you're ready to go. And then to use that, you just change your Bible here. You go to your little Bible list and then you see all of the Bibles that I have. And then there's the Webster's Dictionary. Webster's Bible, not dictionary, Bible translation. So we'll go back to the CSB, which is my primary, along with the King James. You do have the King James with Strong's Concordance, key to it, Hebrew and Greek dictionaries, and so that's there. Basically, this turned into like a 20-minute video on how to use eSword, whatever. I just really want to show you user installation files, but if you guys are interested in this some more on specifically Android tablets, what I got now, I'll be more than happy to do another deep dive into this Bible app. So hope you guys got something out of that today. If you got any other questions or if you have any other ideas on how to make content on the S10 Ultra, if you guys are interested in the Samsung tablets, let me know. I'll be more than happy to make a video for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope y'all have a great day.